Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Current War. And this is a film that got released a few years ago on the festival circuit, and then the Weinstein scandal happened, and this film got pushed back, and then now is being released as a director's cut with more scenes, and the original cut got panned, so I guess they're like, well, if we're going to push it back, let's shake it up a little bit. And honestly, this film has things that I absolutely love, and some things that I just didn't care for. And it kind of meets somewhere in the middle. Because I have to say, Alfonso Gomez Rejon, who directed this film, and the cinematography in this film is absolutely gorgeous. There's shots that are so impressive and so unique and really make this an engrossing experience. And the performances, Benedict Cumberbatch does a fantastic job as Thomas Edison. Michael Shannon is intense, as always, because why wouldn't Michael Shannon be? And he really has some great moments as George Westinghouse. I've never been the hugest fan of Nicholas Hoult, and I feel like out of everyone, he's kind of just here for the ride in this film. And then you have Tom Holland, who does a fine job as Samuel Insull, who's there with Thomas Edison throughout his journey. And this film has some pacing issues. Its dialogue is not the strongest. One of my biggest pet peeves in films is something that takes place in the past and then making comments that are like, well, this'll never happen. And it does happen. This film has that multiple times, and I cringe multiple times because it's cheap and horrible dialogue. And they even gave one of those away in the trailer where it's like, nothing will ever be named Tesla again. It's like, oh ho ho, ho 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 ho. And then there's another one towards the end of the movie, I'm just like, oh my god, why do you waste dialogue like that? It just takes you out of the film because it's so on the nose. But there's a decent amount of characters that are just kind of flat in this film, and something didn't always click about it. The pacing was slow, and the story just feels like it's doing so many different things and so many different people and subplots and trying to string this all together. Some of my favorite moments were, there's one particular moment towards the end of the film that I loved with just Westinghouse and Edison, and it's just like, okay, I'm digging this. And there's one particular sequence of film towards the end of this film at the World's Fair that was so inspired that it's like, why wasn't the rest of the film like this? It's very inconsistent, and it's very hit or miss. But this thing has, if you're like big into period pieces, I think you're going to love this one. The music is really impressive as well. And the technical aspects of this film really build. But something's lacking. And its story, some of the characters, the dialogue, it doesn't meet up with how impressive the technical aspects and immersive the technical aspects of this film are. And when it really comes down to it, it's like, this is something you could pass on. You might want to stream it later. I don't think this is, like, unless you really want to see the cinematic experience, because this is beautiful on a big screen, but if this isn't something that's like drawing you into the theater, then wait until it streams, because this isn't like a must-see kind of film. It's kind of there. It has its positives, it has its negatives. But those are my thoughts on The Current War. What do you think? Comment, let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for supporting your Wasteland reviewer.